Hello, my name is Julie. Welcome to my channel. You're watching Treasures Made from Yarn. And in this video, I'm going to show items I got done on my knitting machine. Yeah, here's stuff in the background. That's my son getting up from using the bathroom, and everybody's up and moving around. But anyway, this video is all stuff I got done on the knitting machine and a quick tutorial coming up, and I'll come up in a second. So let's see, this first one is the scarf that I was making, and it went awry. Something started to drop, so I just threw it off and just tied up the ends. I just tied up the end on the other end. So that is Summer Nights, all sparkly like the blue. So yeah, there you go. I can wear it in my videos. You can't even see the nasty ends. So anyway, next up I got is this hat. I don't remember what yarn it was. It was scraps I had, so obviously the 40-pin knitting machine can only make a small hat. This looks like this is probably the smallest of all the hats I got so far. So this looks like it might only fit like a baby or a small toddler, but anyway, it's reversible. So we got dark brown, and obviously you can probably wear it as a slouchy hat, and you flip it around. Obviously you can flip it around, and once I pulled the brim up, like it looks like it's a lighter brown hat. So I got two different looks on this hat. Love how this yarn did that. Pretty cool. So I got that, and probably getting close to the tutorial. A quick tutorial I'm going to show you. This chicken. I made another chicken. And all of it is so cute. So, alright, so then I got this other project that I'm going to start to show you how I made this chicken. So here's what I got off the knitting machine. So I'm going to fold this on the inside. So this is the outside. I like this. This is the outside, and this is going on the inside of the chicken. So obviously I'm going to need, a scissors, yarn needle, and I was considering using safety eyes for this one. My safety eyes, but you don't have to use safety eyes. Oh, and of course stuffing. You can either I use my scraps for stuffing, but I think I'm going to actually use actual poly stuffing, which is I got tucked way back in here. There we go. Poly fill. I thought interesting. This is first item I've never seen before. I might have to try out. And that is, it's got a little stick thing that we can use to help tuck the poly in. But I don't know if I'm going to use this, if we need this or not. It's there if we need it. Get started. So obviously we're going to take, there's no specifics or anything how long this is, but see, we got some dogs barking in the background. It's like, okay. I don't have a tape measure handy to see how long this is. Okay. Oh, yes. Nope. Thought I had a tape measure handy, which I do not. Because my knitting machine don't have a row counter, so 4 inches, 5, 6. Like I said, it's all relative. So let me do this, but you do need to double it because my machine likes and your stuffing is going to show. So at least this was the inside, and I used a compatible color which was white. So actually we're going to have to pull this end in. So I'm going to pull this end quick, because this will be the bottom. So in this end we don't necessarily have to pull shut, but because it's going on the inside, but I'm going to pull it shut anyway. And then we're going to stuff the white inside. Stick our white inside there. Like that. Alright, so I think I made this a little long. Like I said, everything was relative, so I think it feels a little tall for the chicken, so I might fold it a little bit more down. I'm going to fold this down a little bit more. So there. And now with this yarn down here, I'm going to bring to the top. So we're going to put our yarn needle on. Yarn needle. And we're going to cinch this bottom because this is the bottom of our chicken. Might sew a couple times, but just a couple. Like I said, we're kind of like we're sculpting the chicken, if you think of it that way. So now we're going to actually put some stuffing. We're going to put some stuffing in here. Actually, before we put stuffing, we're going to use this yarn to sew the top. So we're going to carefully bring this yarn. We're just going to stick it up through the inside, bring it up. And we're going to be ready to use this yarn to sew the top. Right, maybe we'll make a tall chicken. We'll see. I'm going to put some stuffing in it right now. Just something into. Okay. Ooh, yeah, I think we will keep our chicken. Okay. No, probably veggie, but we got some stuffing to get started. So we're going to make the back end of the chicken. So maybe about an inch or so. Like I said, I might just start a little bit on the back. And then we don't want to gather that. We're just gonna I haven't figured out how to make this seam look pretty. But I think we're just going to go back. I probably should move to my tutorial table. But we're in sense going to sew about an inch or so for our tail. So I think, yeah, I probably should have moved to my table, but we're trying just to pick up just a few stitches. I think we'll probably go about an inch or so. Like I said, we're just sculpting. Right, I think this is going to be enough tail. Yeah, I think that'll be enough for our tail. So what I'm going to do is maybe do a kind of cinch it. So I might just, because we're finished with this part, because we're going to gather the next part. Well, at this point we might want to stuff some more stuffing kind of back up into the tail. Up into the tail a little bit. So now we're going to okay, now we kind of you want to divide. Okay, okay, I'll grab the finished chicken. Divide a section we're going to gather, and then try to figure out what part we're going to have for the head. So we're probably going to leave maybe an inch and a half, 2, whatever size you want our head, and then and then this middle section we're going to gather. So we're going to loosely pick up some stitches. See if you can see that. I know. The center, so we're going to grip a little bit. See that? Just gonna pick up, loosely sew in some stitches. A little bit. We're just gonna go, we're kind of going back and forth, picking up a stitch or two. There we are, across the middle. Here we are. We're just picking up some stitches here, going back and forth. Alright, trying to figure out how we are. I think we're good. I think I'm going to save the rest of that for the head. So now we're going to take what we gathered here and we're going to pull it to gather that. Okay. Oh, this one's not defining it as much, so maybe I'll do a couple more. Couple more. Okay, so we're kind of want to pull it so I can kind of gather that in, but this one doesn't feel like it wants to gather that much. Well, we might form it more with the stuffing. So once we kind of pulled it and gather as much as we can, like we did for the tail, we're just going to cinch that section because we're going to make the head. Okay, so yeah, we can start sculpting it. Now I might add, at this point, probably see where the head is being made. And I might put in my safety eyes at this point. So I'm going to add my safety eyes. Right, I'm going to pause here for a minute while I do that. All right, here we are. We added safety eyes to this at this point. It says you don't have to add safety eyes. You can just sew the eyes in. And we got a lot of loud nature sounds this morning too. Anyway, I digress. This is now the head. So now what we're going to do with our yarn needle, after we had cinched that, we're going to gather some stitches around the head. We're not going to sew the head yet. We're just going to go around and pick up some stitches that are around the head. Stitches around the head. Just going around, picking up, we're just picking up stitches that's going around in the circle that we're forming the head with. Yeah, nope. He's already looking cute. We went around here, but before we pull that shot, we're going to add some more stuffing. At this point, you can try to put some more back up in the tail section. Obviously you want to have less in the center. Now we're going to try to add some more for our head before we shut the head closed. So putting more stuffing into our head here. Alright, so we're going to start again pulling this shut, but maybe before we completely close it, we make sure we're happy with the amount of stuffing we got in our head. Right. I think we're good with that. Make it squishy, loosely stuffed. Alright, and then we just pull that shut, and there we made the head. So I'm going to use this to secure that as much as we can with that. Just sewing around, securing that tight. Securing tight. Okay, look at that. How cute is this? Is turning out really cute. I don't know, it seems like some of my chickens gather more. It didn't seem to want to gather as much, but look at that. And then we're just going to hide, but I'll probably just usually stick it in somewhere, usually with all my stuffing. Just tuck it in. Ooh, it's starting to look cute. Alright, I'm cutting, hold on, give me a second. I'm cutting it off. Cut off the end there. There, now all we need to do is put a beak on this. And I've probably been using the tutorial. We're gonna just whip some stitches like that for the beak. Well, let me see what I got available here that I want for my beak color. Oh, there's some yellow here. Probably will double strand this. I got a decent amount here. Oh, I got quite a bit here. I might come in from like the back and try to find where I want my beak. Approximately. Try to find where I want my beak. Maybe about right there. I started quite a fair back that way. It will probably don't need as much yarn as I. Oh, good job. Good job. Start again. So I pulled it just enough so that the yarn goes back into the project. And then we're just gonna like whip stitch his beak. I was trying to think, oh, I don't know if I got that where I wanted it. I think I got that down lower than I wanted it to be. But I'm sure it'll still be cute. We're just sewing around. We're just sewing around and around and around to form our beak. Now if you want, you could make a nicer beak. You could probably crochet a beak. I think I've seen it. You just make a little circle and then you fold that in half. Which I'm starting to think, cause okay, you know, if you want to make a nice beak for this, we usually just just go around a bit until we make our beak here. Alright, figures. Got a crooked beak. That's our beak. I think I would have wanted it up a little higher, but here's our beak. We're just going to do it like we did before. Just bring it back. I'm just going to cut it. I usually use the same yarn to put the little, because I guess we can leave the tufts off and just leave it as is. Okay, there we are. Here's cute. Cute little chicken. Let's see if I have any, let's see what I got out of the yarn. Oh, I do have some red sitting over here. I'm going to cut off some red. I'm going to try to add some tufts to the top of the head. Alright, so sometimes I'll do it with the same yarn as, actually this one I added, it was the same yarn as I used it for the chicken, but I can probably do this again. For the other beak, I went into the back. We're just going to until it's into the thing. Here, I'm just going to use my finger. Put my finger on top. Do some whip stitches around my finger to make loops. Like I said, you could crochet some double crochets and make the little loopy part, but we're just whip stitching around our finger. That's all we're doing. Just putting some stitches around our finger. And once we have enough loops, I might just secure it with sewing around the base of it. If you can see that closely, I'm just sewing around the base a couple times, around the inside of all the loops. And then like before, I'm going to take this and maybe stick it back somewhere in the project. Back in those, I'll just cut that off. There we are. Take that out of my mouth. We have our chicken. Like I said, I didn't feel like he gathered, but like I said, there's no significant process. It's just a chicken. Oh my God, it turned out cute. I'm happy how it turned out. But yeah, you're just sitting. I might just try to get the stuffing into the front and the back and not so much in the middle. Yeah, he's cute. You are cute. It is cute. Oh my God. There you are. Let me know in the comments if you want a more specific tutorial, like from the beginning to end, how I used it on my Sentra machine, to maybe more of a better close-up look on how it was put together. But yeah, that was pretty easy peasy. It says you can sew the eyes in, or it says you can specifically make a beak. Little tufts on top. So yeah, he's cute. He's cute. I like it. So that is it for all my knitting machine projects, and now I showed you quickly how I put my chickens together. So if you did like this video, and a quick tutorial on the chicken. Please get a like. If you want to see more content like this, please subscribe to my channel. I want to thank you always for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye now.